Hello and welcome to Auntie Chats and Tarot. This is an Auntie Chats, which I try and do every week, and I have designed this with the idea in mind that we're always remembering who we are, and we're remembering our self-worth, and we're remembering in that the worth of others, and just kind of that general positivity encapsulating us, that sort of energy, because we can so often forget about what we bring to the table, and when we forget about our self-worth, we get into situations that are not for our greatest good and not for the good of others. I wanted to mention in this Auntie Chats about something that I wasn't too familiar with. I mean, I kind of heard about it, but I hadn't experienced it, and I found it just so eye-opening and enlightening that I wanted to share, and that is a celebration of life when someone passes away. And we've all had people that have passed away. We've all experienced this pain to varying degrees, whether that's been someone who we didn't know all that well or someone who just left a huge hole in our lives. And how painful that all can be, and how changing your life that can be in ways that you didn't know were even possible. And I've often thought of that as changing in a bad way, but the other day when I attended a celebration of life, I thought it's such a great way to handle this very tough situation, topic, subject for people across the board, is to talk about the positivity of that person, the positive experiences one had with that person, and to get up and speak and have a few people that aren't afraid of speaking start that out, because I just noticed that the energy in the room changed, and it became contagious, where other people who probably weren't wanting to speak surprised themselves even and became someone who not only spoke but did an excellent and eloquent job of putting their feelings together. And of course, sometimes they had to pause because the emotion got to them, but it wasn't the dark and over your head and deep hurting emotion that so often we feel at funerals and prohibit us to speak. I feel like just the energy of the positivity of saying something funny or enlightening that that person brought to your life, or laughter for sure. I have to go back to that. Laughter for sure helped in this instance numerous times for the couple of hours that our group of over 100 talked about one gentleman who had passed away. And the laughter was contagious, and it sparked other ideas of, oh, I've got to tell this story. And we had many people come up and tell multiple stories. And it was just, I felt like this is just a contagious, positive way of handling this. And the contagious positivity, just like with negativity, can really catch on. So if you have a bunch of negativity or a bunch of negative people around you, you can zip right into that as well and add to it. Or, even if you put your hand out and say, no, not for me, you still have that energy kind of lingering on you that you have to clear out mentally, or if you're into scents and sage and Sao Paulo and things like that. But so it doesn't hang in the air, and it doesn't hang on you, and you don't see it coming a mile away because it's hanging on somebody who hasn't cleared for years, and they are just kind of simmering in a toxicity. But this was so different. Instead, the positivity of this spread, and like I said, new ideas were birthed in this positivity that was so contagious. And oh yeah, I remember this, or oh, I wasn't going to talk about this, but you reminded me of this with your story, and more laughter was shared than tears. And I think that to me, that was just an excellent way to handle such a tough situation. And in anticipation of being very sad during this time, I was actually just, it was such a surprise to me how much I actually enjoyed the appreciation of this person, what they gave to others, how they gave to others in different ways. And I just felt that they too would have appreciated this way of remembering them. So if you have an opportunity to do something like that in place of something that's a little bit more heavy and difficult, and if it's something you're wanting to do, then I would definitely say that this idea, though very simple, and sometimes the best ideas are the most simple, was really a wonderful way to remember that person, to affirm everything that they brought to the table for others, both good and bad. People were very honest, and that was very nice too, to be very real in an assessment of those interactions with this person that we all had. And so much nodding I noticed across the board in the group, so much connection that happened with yes, yes, I have a similar instance with this person. Yes, yes, I can relate. Yes, I can perfectly picture that scenario. My point being that it was just such a energy full, enriching experience that we walked away with such a sense of appreciation for, that it's something that I felt needed to be said. If someone doesn't know about it, like I didn't really know about it, I had heard about it, but I didn't know how it was designed or how it went down. And now I would, if ever in a situation to handle something of this nature, would absolutely have some aspect of that involved in the ceremonies for a person who has passed. Something to think on, food for thought. Thank you for joining me for this Auntie Chats. I really appreciate your time today, and I wish you a good one. Thank you.